At Manchester University, they can recreate lightning bolts that behave in exactly the same way as the real thing. Dr. Ian Cotton believes that lightning is such a successful killer because it's so versatile.
Lightning can get you in many ways. It can hit you directly, it can jump out of an object such as a tree, it could actually travel through the soil, up through your legs, or even into houses. It doesn't just have to take one, it can take multiple paths.
In his lab, Ian Cotton will recreate each type of lightning strike. He'll compare their known effects with the circumstances of Michael's strike and find out if that will shed any light on how he survived. The first and most obvious type of strike is the direct hit. It's the most powerful type of lightning strike and delivers a massive electric current to whatever it hits.
In a direct lightning strike, we expect a lightning current between 5 and 200,000 amps.
A direct strike is most likely to hit a person who's out in the open. The bolt contains 1.3 billion watts of power. The chances of survival, if struck, almost zero. And for those who take shelter from the storm under a tree, they up the risk of being hit by the second form of lightning, the side flash.
A side flash, so when lightning comes down a tree and then it comes out of the tree sideways into you. That can contain as much current as a direct strike, because the current may all come part way down the tree and then all of the current may come out of the tree into you.
But a side flash has its limitations. It cannot jump further than 2 meters from the tree or any other tall object it hits first. Unlike the third type of lightning, the ground strike. The ground strike can travel over a much wider area, in fact too big an area to show in Ian's lab.
Where lightning strikes the ground, you have a high voltage, maybe 1,000,000 volts. As we move away from the lightning strike, we have circles of equal voltage. So the lightning strike may be 1,000,000 volts. Then this circle, 800,000 volts, 600,000 volts, 400,000 volts, and 200,000 volts. What that means is, if I stand with my feet together by a circle, both of my feet are at the same voltage, so the voltage can't drive any current through my body. If I turn sideways on, what that means is my feet are at different voltages. So now we've got a big voltage, maybe 100,000 volts, that can actually push current through my body.
As the voltage from the lightning bolt is spread out over a wide area, a ground strike is less likely to kill people. But if there are lots of people around where it hits the ground, all of them could be injured by that one deadly strike. Many of these players were injured, but no one died.
Surely they've got to call this off.
In some circumstances, though, a ground strike is lethal.
Animals, though, like cows, are much more vulnerable. Because look at where my feet are in comparison to the cows. The cow's feet are so far apart that there's a much bigger voltage difference between the feet. So more voltage flows through the cow, past its heart, and it can stop the heart. If that happens, dead.
So which sort of lightning strike hit Michael? He was struck on a golf course out in the open, at least 20 meters from any tall objects. Too far for a side splash to reach him. Could Michael have been hit by a ground strike? With a ground strike, anyone within 100 feet of the point of impact would have felt the effects of the ground current. Did his golfing partners feel anything?
We were 30 to 40 feet from where the lightning hit.
Didn't feel a thing.
If it couldn't have been a ground strike or a side splash, that leaves only one option: a direct hit. But how did he survive such a massive blast of electric current? A trace of evidence was discovered in the ground where Michael fell, right next to his golf putter.
There was a 3.5-foot slash mark.
Taken right out as though somebody did it purposely with some kind of a garden tool.
And you couldn't have done it any cleaner. Exactly. It was easily 3 to 4 inches deep.
There was no mark as they played the hole, so it must have come with the strike. It seems obvious that the putter was somehow involved in the lightning's journey from sky to earth.
This is the putter that I did have in my hand when I got struck, and maybe that explains that you survived more because it hit me and ran up the putter. He slashed the ground and threw me that way. It's a logical path.